everyone, and welcome to Mojo's Fashion. In today's video, I will be talking about how to determine the ease value. After taking the circumference measurements, I like to add some extra centimeters to these measurements. That will give the garment some comfort when the customer wear, and this amount or the value of ease is depending on so many factors. First of all, we don't add these ease on the lengthwise measurement. We just add them to the circumference we have. Each circumference needs a specific number of ease value, okay? And here I will be talking about how to determine these values. These values are depending on so many factors. One of the factors is the fabric stretch or the fabric type. Like, for example, if the style is you need, for example, jeans for the style, okay, to draft a pant, for example, okay. Jeans or cotton, some type of cotton, it's not stretchy, okay. Some fabric has zero stretch. When the fabric has zero stretch, we have to give extra centimeters. If the fabric is so stretchy, like jersey or power net or so many type of fabrics, sometimes you need to add negative ease. Negative ease means you have to take off from the pattern size because the fabric itself will stretch to reach the specific size you measured. The second factor is the style. If you are making a garment or a wedding gown, evening gowns, where you have to make a corset, for example, or a fitted garment, in that time you just have to add a small amount of ease, okay? When you add small amount of ease, it's just for breathing purpose actually, okay? But it will not affect the shape of the dress. It will still give you the figure you need for the dress. But if you are making, for example, a shirt, or let's say a baggy pant, or like a loose pajamas or stuff like that, you have to add extra ease value. The third, the most important one, and I feel that people might, especially beginners, they don't give it a notice, when they making their garment, and I was one of these people, is how you are going to cut your fabric. Let me just take you here in a trap here. Fabric are divided into two categories, woven and net. Net fabric will stretch all the way. It will look like net, okay, like you are knitting a fabric. Woven fabric is like fibers integrated with each other to make the fabric, okay, like you can see in here, lines and lines and lines, small lines. Rule of thumb: how would you know the width and the length of the fabric? Length of the fabric is always non-stretchy. See here, you have to make sure that you are holding the same lines and stretch it. See, it's not stretchy. So this is the length. If you flip it this way, I will go again back here, okay, and same, and you start to stretch. It has a bit of stretch, okay. This is the width of the fabric, okay. Some fabrics has much more stretch. Depend on the type of fabric, the width of the fabric will stretch much more. The diagonal one, as you can see here, the diagonal, here are the lines coming 45 degrees, sorry, and you stretch it, it will give you the maximum stretch. So, Basically, what you have to do whenever you want to cut a piece of pattern on a fabric, or a piece of fabric using the pattern, you have to lie the width of the pattern with the width of the fabric, because you may gain weight and lose weight, so you need extra stretch on the lengthwise of the dress, okay? But you won't grow taller or shorter, you know? So in some night wear gowns, okay, like lingerie, like satin, for example, they lay the pattern piece to be on the diagonal of the dress. Why? Because it will give it a much comfortable movement for the fabric, okay? This is also one of the methods. Sometimes you have, for example, a V-neck. Okay, let me just show you here. You might have a V-neck. So whenever you cut the fabric, if you lay this one here, let me just show you. If you lay this one this way, the length will go with the length of the pattern, the width will go with the width of the pattern, because this is where you gain weight, where you need extra fabric, okay? Extra stretch. So yeah, you need the length to be with the length, the width goes with the width. Sometimes you have a V-neck, and the V-neck goes with the diagonal cut, okay? Always get it shorter than that what you're expecting, what you need, okay? Because it will stretch. Sorry, let me just show you here this way. It will stretch, and suddenly you will find this neck gapping, okay? So consider that when you are making a dress. How to expect the result of the amount of ease you put on the fabric, on the pattern. Let me take you here in my book. I will leave a link below in the description box, okay? And let's go and talk about this. This is an issue I faced when I first started, okay? Especially when you draft your own garment, okay? It's not like a bought pattern pieces, okay? Ready-made pattern pieces. Okay, as you can see here, I'll take only this part, okay? Where is the fabric? Okay, I will show you this part. In this case, I added 2 centimeters for the circumference of the bust, okay? What does that mean? That means if I placed 2 centimeters for the whole circumference of the bust, so for the pattern piece, which represents half of the body, it will have only 1 centimeter, right? 1 centimeter. But let's go here down and I will show you. See this photo here? This 1 centimeter means half centimeter will go for the front and half centimeter will go for the back, as you can see here. Half centimeter for the front and half centimeter for the back. Say half centimeter, then it will fold again as a half centimeter too. So if you look, if you were standing here opposite to the customer and you looked at her, you can't see this half centimeter. That means only half centimeter, the dress itself is half centimeter away from her body. This is so fitted garment. You can't even notice this much, okay? While in here, let me show you here, I added 12 centimeters, okay? 12 centimeters. That means for the full circumference of the bust. So if you are talking about the pattern piece, that means only 6 centimeters will be for the pattern piece. Why? Because if you add 12 to the full circumference of the bust, so half of it will be 6 centimeters for the pattern piece, because pattern piece represent only half of the body. That means the front will have 3 centimeters, the back will have 3 centimeters, as you can see here in the photo. So that means 3 will come here and then it will fold again and make another 3. So that means the dress or the garment is only 3 centimeters away from her body. That means also the dress or the garment is still considered fitted. It's not tight, but fitted, like fitted shirt, fitted pants, fitted, okay? But not like a corset. Like this one, I can go for this one for corset, for wedding dresses, for evening gowns, okay? I hope that makes sense for you. So whenever someone says that I will be adding 12 centimeters to the circumference, don't feel intimidated, because you have to divide this 12 centimeters to 4, because you have 4 section of your body, to front to back, okay? So that means 3 centimeters will be like showing, moving away from her body, okay? And that is still so small, or still considered fitted, okay? So although the number 12 might seems too much, but it's not too much, okay? Yeah, so I hope that was clear for how to determine the ease value for your garment. Don't forget to understand, don't forget the factors that you have to look for when you are doing the garment, okay? The fabric stretch, the style, the person preference, the way you cut the fabric. All these you have to keep in mind when you determine the ease value you need for your garment or for your pattern piece, okay? So I hope that was easy for you. Thank you for joining me today. If you like it, please thumb up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.